Welcome everyone to a new video format. Today we'll be doing a stock tier list with those stocks which are extremely popular nowadays. We'll have stocks from the S tier all the way down to the C tier, and then we have a category for those which may classify as Wall Street bets, and then we have those which you should avoid at all costs. So let's just jump straight into it. What better way to start this stock tier list than with Apple, the king of the stock market? Now, there have been a lot of reports doubting Apple's ability to keep growing their revenues, but they have an extremely high return on capital employed, and they're one of the companies with the highest cash flow generation abilities that I have ever seen, and they're great at conducting share buyback programs. This combination has allowed the company to outperform in the very long term by a lot. So to me, Apple is still in A class. Now moving on to Adobe, I like this company and I've wanted to own it for a long time. However, I've been analyzing the competitive landscape of Adobe's sector, and it looks like it's getting very tough, especially now that everyone is combining AI into their offerings. And don't get me wrong, Adobe was the first one to actually do this. I do believe that Adobe is still the king in their industry, and they're still the leader. However, since I don't know too much about the industry and their guidance was very mixed, I will have to classify this stock into the B tier. The next stock in the list is Amazon, which of course straight up I'm also going to place it in A tier. Why not S tier though? Well, this company is incredible. It's a monster. It dominates almost every sector that it's actually part of, and their fastest growing segments, such as the cloud, are the ones with the highest margins, which is a very positive sign. Now, one thing that people don't know about Amazon is that it seems like it actually does not generate that much free cash flow. However, this is because the company has been reinvesting almost everything that it has made back into the business for a very long time. Therefore, they have actually sort of been hiding all of their potential, but I believe that there will be some point in the near future where they will actually start showing the world how much free cash flow they can actually generate and use that to either pay dividends, buy back shares, and just return value to its shareholders massively. Now, next on the list, I don't want to spend too much time on it. It's Boeing. Straight up avoid. They have been having so many problems. This is a very troubled company, and the only reason why the company still exists is because its sector has extremely high barriers to entry. Now, moving on to Booking Holdings, I believe that this is going to be my first S tier. And of course, I'm very biased since I own this company, but I own it because I believe it's one of the best in the market right now. It is the clear market leader for people actually organizing their holidays. They're a lot better than Airbnb, which is their closest competitor, as not only can you book houses or apartments from other people, this also includes hotels and any other sort of establishment. Booking has agreements with almost every single hotel chain you can think of, and the traffic that they offer and the value that they offer to those hotel chains is incredible. Now, this company, the best thing that it has is that since it's very lean and it has very low capex, almost everything that they earn in net income goes directly to free cash flow. And they're one of the companies with the highest share buyback programs in the world. Moving on to BYD, this is a newcomer in the automobile industry and they're killing it. This weekend I had the opportunity to actually test one out. I went to the dealership and I saw the BYD, and for the prices that these are being offered, they drive insanely good. This is a very good product, and we can tell by how quickly their revenues, their net income, and everything else is growing. However, they have a lot of bad factors. The first one being that they're in the car industry, and this is extremely cyclical, so this is a very bad sign because when the economy slows down, BYD's revenue and net income will also slow down dramatically. But the second factor is that they're a Chinese company, and currently the US and Europe have already started attacking BYD and all other Chinese automobile manufacturing companies because they don't want those cars taken over. So I will put this in C tier, but I may be wrong. Now, the next company on the list is Costco, which is an easy S tier, and it even goes before Booking Holdings. I believe this is one of the best companies in the whole stock market. Their top line and their bottom line is growing every single quarter at a super consistent basis, and now that they've started their international expansion and they're having massive success with it, this could be a very good story. They pay a very good dividend, and overall they're very investor friendly. Now, moving on to Copart. This company, I will put it straight into A or B tier. I think I will go into A tier. Now, this is the typical company that goes under the radar. As I normally call it, it is the typical Peter Lynch boring stock because it is not in an attractive sector and most people don't actually pay attention to it because it's not very intuitive to actually understand what they do. However, their function is extremely profitable, they have no major competitors, and they're taking over the world. However, the only two negatives of why this company is not in the S tier is because they have high capex and they're opening a lot of locations, so they're investing their free cash flow very, very aggressively. And the second one is that it is also cyclical because it is involved with the automobile industry. Now we move on to Salesforce. To me, this is a very undervalued company. We'll place it very high in the A tier and then we'll see whether we have to move it or not. Their revenues have been growing extremely fast, but in the previous quarters, they actually dropped over 20% after reporting their earnings. This was of course because their revenue was growing at a slower pace than the market anticipated. However, their bottom line was growing at an even faster pace and their free cash flow margin was expanding very rapidly. To me, this was a very positive sign, and the thing is that since then, the trend has continued. And now the only red flag that this company used to have, they conducted major acquisitions, overpaying for companies, but now they even started paying a dividend and they're conducting major share buybacks. So I have very high hopes for Salesforce, and so far it's been performing extremely well. Now moving on to Google, I absolutely love this company. I don't imagine the world without Google. However, due to its high uncertainty, I'm going to have to place it in the B or C tier. We'll leave it at B. Now, Intuit is a very high quality company. Of course, it does not reach the level of Salesforce, Amazon, and Apple, so I will have to place this in the high B tier above Adobe, but this company is great and its free cash flow generation is amazing. Next, we have Coca-Cola. I will have to place it in the low B tier. This company is amazing, it's extremely stable, however, it doesn't have a lot of growth potential, but it is a very safe bet because it pays a very good dividend, and for such a safe company, it performs extremely well. Next, we have MasterCard, and I'll do the analysis alongside Visa, so we'll be rating both at the same time. These companies are extremely similar, but they're incredible long-term compounders. These companies have grown their earnings, revenue, and free cash flow every single year at an extremely high pace. They have incredible margins, but I will have to place them in the A tier because they're also facing a lot of legal battles. I will actually place Visa in front of MasterCard, although I own MasterCard, because I think Visa is just a safer investment. Even if they get punished by the DOJ, I think they're still going to be the market leaders and they're still going to outperform the market. Next, we have Meta, which is a highly undoubted stock. However, from my viewpoint, I failed to see the direction and growth potential of this company. They already have the whole world hooked into their social media, but I don't see where they can still grow from here. So I think that they're investing a lot of money into AI and into the metaverse, but I don't specifically see the value that they bring to the table. Having said that, I will have to place this company as a high B tier because they're a company that is misjudged by everyone, as I may be misjudging it right now. Now, Microsoft, without a doubt, is a high S tier company. Their revenue growth, their bottom line, everything is going extremely well with this company. And the way that they're growing every single year without skipping a beat makes this, I believe, the best investment in the market. Of course, if you're able to catch it at a solid price, which I think is almost impossible. Next, we have MicroStrategy. This goes straight into Wall Street bets. As you know, this is highly correlated with cryptocurrency movements because I believe they're a mining company. And recently, I believe this company has done a 200% or a 300% increase in price because of the recent surge in cryptocurrency prices. But I believe that this is just a bet, which is okay. But to me, I cannot rate its fundamentals, so I will give it Wall Street bets. Next, we have Netflix. I will actually have to place it in the low S tier. This company is able to grow its revenue and its profit at an incredible pace. Additionally, they're currently chasing a lot of different avenues with high growth potential, starting with the fact that they've actually added games into the Netflix experience. But the second thing that is actually getting me more excited is them actually chasing live sports. Now, Netflix is also jumping on the train to broadcast live sporting events, which is a massive market worth billions of dollars, and it's a market that already Amazon and Google are taking part in, but Netflix wants a piece of the slice, and I believe that they have the power to do so. Now, Nike, to me, I will have to put it in the C tier, of course, in front of BYD, but Nike, to me, lacks direction as well. They're, of course, the biggest sporting brand, and I believe that they will be for a very long time. But first of all, the clothing industry, to me, is extremely difficult to actually rate because of changing fashions and changing companies and all that, and Nike's guidance has actually been disappointing as of recently. Next, we have ServiceNow, which I discovered recently and is actually a very good company. However, I actually failed to understand the business as a whole. So due to that, it does not seem so attractive to me. But overall, I actually failed to understand the business as a whole, and I believe that this stock is currently trading at around 150 times earnings, which is incredible. So I will have to put this stock in the B tier, just in front of Adobe, I believe. Next, we have Nvidia, which of course is the undisputed king of 2023 and 2024. Now, I will give this company a clear S tier rating. However, we do have to consider one thing. This company will have extremely high growth rates for a very long time. I don't believe that anyone will be able to match its products anytime soon. The one reason why I would be cautious with this company though is their valuation. They're of course trading at incredible valuations and their growth rate actually makes it reasonable somehow. But the day that this company actually misses on earnings or provides worse than expected guidance, the company's share price will tank big time. Next, we have Starbucks, which to me actually goes after BYD because I just don't see what this company is actually trying to do. This company presented way worse than expected earnings, way worse than expected revenues, and the company's share price tanked. However, then they hired Chipotle's ex-CEO, and after doing this, the company's share price actually shot up around 30%. I don't understand it. I haven't been able to clearly identify what growth strategies the new CEO will actually implement, but I don't like the risk to reward ratio that this company currently presents, so I will put it in the C tier. Now next we have SoFi, which is a Wall Street bets company. I have been looking at it for a very long time, but it has never actually fully convinced me to invest in it. Now, of course, I've missed a 100% return from this company already, but this company is, of course, a bet. It could go up 10 times or it could just go bankrupt. And this company, the one thing that actually has kept me away from it is the sheer pace at which it is actually issuing shares, which is a bit of a red flag to me and I wouldn't like to be associated with this company. However, if they solve that problem and they actually start showing some more of investor friendliness, I think this could be worth a very good look. Now next we have Tesla, and I do have to position this as a C tier of course, but this is because it is in the automobile industry, which is extremely cyclical. It is extremely highly valued, and one of the main reasons may be because Elon Musk is currently part of the government and people have high hopes related to that, but I believe that Tesla may be overvalued. Next we have Ulta Beauty, which to me I believe it is a very good company. It generates extremely high free cash flows, which to me is what I seek for in a company. I will place it right before Coca-Cola. I believe it has some sort of risk involved into it. It lacks some sort of growth potential, but I do believe it's a solid company. And last but not least, we have Walmart, which I believe is a great company. I will put this in the middle of the B tier just before Adobe, I believe, but I believe that it is a great company. Now, please remember that this is not financial advice, so please do your own due diligence. Comment down all the stocks that you wish to see in the next video, and I will for sure take those into account. Thank you, and I hope you enjoyed the video. See you.